We know very little about the first Hindu king of Funan, Kaundinya, except the fact that he introduced the basic elements of Hinduism from Bharat in ancient Cambodia. He civilized the local tribes, united the country, and founded the first recorded state in Cambodian history. But due to the lack of indigenous sources, no particulars of his reign is known to us. When Kaundinya founded the first Hindu state in Cambodia, there were several small settlements in the country, either founded by Hindus from Bharat or from other parts of Southeast Asia. These settlements or cities revolted against the central authority from time to time, and the king of Funan had to fight with them in order to maintain peace and prosperity. The son of Kaundinya was responsible for the creation of 7 city-states or vassal kingdoms. These vassal states grew more powerful and challenged the central authority after some years. Huyen Pan Huang, one of the successors of Kaundinya, had to apply the policy of divide and rule among these city-states in order to control them. He then appointed his sons and grandsons as governors of these new city-states in order to check their powers. These governors was called small kings. Huyen Pan Huang died at the advanced age of 90 and was succeeded by his second son Pan Pan. He left the responsibilities of the government on his trusted general, Fan Man or Fan Che Man. Fan Man became so powerful that when the king died, after a reign of 3 years, he was elected king by the people of Funan. Fan Man was a really great ruler and administrator, and he laid the foundation for the future greatness of Cambodia. He built a powerful navy and a strong army and conquered the neighboring states to a distance of 6,000 li. Slowly the whole of Siam, parts of Laos, Vietnam, Malay Peninsula, and some islands of Indochina and Indonesia acknowledged the suzerainty of the Funanese king. Thus Funan became the first empire in Cambodian history. Fan Man assumed the title of the great king of Funan and about to lead a campaign against Kin Lin when he suddenly fell ill and passed away. During his illness, he sent his eldest son, Fan King Cheng, to take control of the army. But one of his trusted general, Fan Chan, who was also the son of his elder sister, took advantage of the situation. In 225 AD, he declared himself king and killed the eldest son of Fan Man. The reign of Fan Chan is important because he sent embassies to both China and Bharat. According to the Chronicle of San Kuo Che, that deals primarily with the history of the period from 220 to 280 AD and was written towards the end of the 3rd century AD by Chen Chen, this new general turned king of Funan, Fan Chan, sent an embassy to China in 243 AD, offering as presents a few musicians and some products of Funan. This is one of the earliest reference to official relationship or communication between China and Funan. It also gives us the first fixed point in the chronology of the Funanese kings. A Chinese text of 3rd century AD tells the story of a Hindu merchant from Bharat who traveled to Funan during the reign of Fan Chan for the purpose of trade and commerce. According to Chinese account, the name of this merchant was Kia Sing Li. He was an inhabitant of Tanyang on the western part of Bharat. He made voyages for the purpose of trade and reached Funan, where he gave the Funanese king a graphic description of the laws, manners, customs, and the immense wealth of Bharat. The king asked him the distance between Bharat and Funan, and he answered it was 30,000 li, and a return voyage from Funan would take 3 to 4 years. King Fan Chan's curiosity about Bharat was aroused by these stories of wealth and power. And finally he sent one of his relatives named Su Wu as ambassador to Bharat. Su Wu embarked at Tiu Ke Li, identified with the famous ancient port of Takola, and reached the mouth of the great river Ganga after a journey about a year. Having proceeded up the river for 7,000 li, he finally met the king of Bharat. The king cordially welcomed Su Wu and arranged for his visit to different parts of his kingdom. He sent 2 envoys to accompany Su Wu to his return journey to Funan, with a present of 4 horses of Yuchi country for the king of Funan. After 4 years' journey from Bharat, Su Wu returned to Funan. But during these 4 years, Cambodia witnessed great political and social changes. King Fan Chan was no longer the king of Funan. He was assassinated by Fan Chang, a younger son of Fan Cheman, the previous ruler. During the time of his father's death, Fan Chang was a baby. But when he became 20 years of age, he collected some brave people and murdered Fan Chan in order to avenge the murder of his elder brother. It is not known whether Fan Chang ascended the throne of Funan or what he did during his reign. But he was soon assassinated by General Fan Sewin, who finally captured the throne of Funan. From 245 to 250 AD, during the reign of Fan Xian, the new king, the Chinese ambassadors Kang Tai and Chu Ying visited Funan. It was evidently in recognition of the embassy he sent to China. In Funan, the Chinese ambassadors met Chen Song, one of the ambassadors sent by the king of Bharat. The visit of Kang Tai and Chu Ying was important in the early history of Cambodia because these Chinese ambassadors wrote 2 books on Funan, which gave to the Chinese the first authentic account of Funan and supplied the main source of information to the later writers about the history of Funan. Ambassador Kang Tai is often compared to Megasthenes, and it is a similarity and a tragic incident that both indica of Megasthenes and Kang Tai's account of Funan are lost. Fragments of it are preserved by local writers in quotations. It is also interesting to note that Kang Tai also wrote an account of Bharat which is no longer available. Kang Tai and Chu Ying were the representatives of the Eastern Wu dynasty of China during the Three Kingdoms period. They both were sent by the governors of Guangzhou and Jiaoji. Chu Ying's book, Record of the Curiosities of Nom, was also lost by the 11th century, like the book of Kang Tai, Tales of Foreign Countries during the Wu period. Except some scattered references in other Chinese works and accounts, the works of these 2 3rd century Chinese ambassadors could not survive. The Chinese account of Bharat gives us a detailed information about the particular kingdom visited by the ambassador of Funan. According to the statement of Chen Song as reported by Kang Tai, the title of his king was Meolun, and to the right and left of his kingdom there were 6 great kingdoms, those of Kiawei, Chewei, etc. The great river of Bharat through which the envoy of Funan passed inland for 7,000 li was river Ganga, and the kingdom he visited was situated somewhere in eastern Bharat. Sylvain Levy has identified this kingdom of Meolun with that of the Murundas, who ruled Odisha. This dynasty is referred to in the Puranas as having ruled for 350 years. But there is no indication about the locality of their kingdom. A Jaina work refers to Pataliputra as the capital of Murunda Raja or the king of Murundas. But it is not clear whether it is a title or a tribal name. The Murundas are also referred to in the Allahabad pillar inscription of Samudragupta. Many historians accepted Sylvain Levy's hypothesis that the envoy of Funan visited the kingdom of Murundos near modern Pataliputra or somewhere in eastern Bharat. The Chinese ambassador Kang Tai also observed in Funan many customs and social traditions. He said the country is beautiful, but it is strange that the men roamed naked there. King Fan Seun, however, stopped this. Fan Seun had a long reign and sent several embassies to China in the years 268, 285, 286 and 287 AD. An interesting fact about the political status of Funan during this time is a memorandum prepared by Tao Huang, the governor of Tonkin, when the emperor expressed a desire to reduce the military expenditure. Tao Huang prayed that the garrison of Tonkin, which formerly consisted of 7,000 and now only 2,420 men, should not be reduced further. As a reason for this, he pointed out the danger of constant incursions of Fan Hyong, the ruler of Champa. Further, he said that the Chams and the people of adjoining country Funan are allies, and the two countries support each other. Their people are numerous and they don't submit to China. The next reference to Funan in the Chinese history is in connection with an embassy sent in 357 AD by a Hindu named Chantan. According to Chinese texts, this Hindu took the title of the king of Funan. This indicates a period of political troubles with several claimants for the Funanese throne. The name of the Hindu king may be Chandra or Chandana. He sent a petition and presented some tamed elephant to the Chinese king. The Chinese king issued an order to the effect that as the maintenance of these animals entails considerable expenditure, they should not be sent at presents. According to the other texts, the Chinese emperor considered these strange animals as sources of evil or danger to his people and ordered them to be returned.